Diane in Denmark here, got the timer running. Welcome back to day 3 of my baby steps of helping you to understand the Getting Things Done system. Now, as I said the last couple of days, this is just my interpretation of it. You know that I have been using Flylady system for 12 years. I was a Flylady premium mentor. And it was Flylady Melissa, you know, we all had to change our names, but anyway, it was Melissa who put me on to Getting Things Done system. And, you know, I read the book and I've looked at things on the net, and this is my interpretation of it and how it works really well with Flylady. So anyway, if you didn't see the start of the series, go back and look at day 1 because it'll explain, you know, how it's going to get all these rambling thoughts out of your head and actually move us forward, you know, instead of procrastinating all the time. So yesterday, first day we got all the thoughts out of our head, and we're continuing to do that. Just keep a piece of paper with you, a little notebook. Anytime you have a thought, worry, idea, get it down on paper. And yesterday we took the next step, which was looking at what we had written down. What was that worry or idea? And how are we going to move it forward? How are we going to stop procrastinating and actually get us a bit closer to what, you know, whatever we need to do, whether it be stocking up on something that you need for the kitchen, because we're in Flylady Zone 2 this week, or whether you're planning a wedding or a project at work. And remember, Flylady and Getting Things Done started off as, you know, for businesses, for people in the office. Flylady, you could say, is more for people who were stay-at-home mums, but it's not that, because both of them, like any other system, you can use them right across the board, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm showing you how the two systems can work together. So if you're using Flylady, this is just like an extra, a step up, a little boost for you that's going to get rid of the organising the thoughts in your head, because, you know, now that we've got zones in the kitchen, we know where we're meant to be cleaning, and this just takes us to the next level with our heads. So anyway, on to the next stage. So yesterday I had you to writing down from the list of what you had in your head, what is the next step that you needed to take to drive that thing forward, to get the project done. And, you know, it could be things like, you know, adding it to your list for errand day or making a phone call. Now, here comes the next part, which is really quite exciting. And just before I tell you how to organise that, there are lots more videos coming in this series, so don't start thinking about, but what about the emails that come in? What about the papers that come into the office? We'll get to that, but we're just doing one baby step at a time. Just like I did the Flylady's 31 baby steps with you, they're up there. We're just taking it one step at a time, and we'll get there. And, you know, it took me a few attempts to get this system because I was really good at kind of the planning things and getting it down out of my head and planning, but I wasn't reviewing. But anyway, we'll get to that stage later. So you take your list from yesterday, and then you're going to take another piece of paper. And remember, I just use, you know, old jotter, scrap paper. If you want to use a bullet journal, go ahead. But remember we sometimes get caught up in all the planning and not actually the doing, and we're getting things done here. So anyway, sorry, I'll just move you back a wee bit. Oh, there we go. Right, so you're going to take a piece of paper, and I talked a bit about this before in a video, I think it was called Organising Your Thoughts. Just, you know, you can either, you know, divide it into 4 with a pen. I'll show you, I'll do it with you right now. Here we are, like that. Or just fold it, you know, fold it once, fold it twice. Right. Now, what you're going to do is, you're going to have, I'll just do them one at a time, because otherwise, I know what it's like. I've been teaching before, and if I show you this, you'll be looking all here. So just focus on one thing at a time. You know, we like to focus. Okay, so the first place that you're going to make a list, you are going to have all the things that you would do. You know, you've had your list, you've made your list of all the things that you need to get done or things you've been thinking about. you're going to make an entry here, and this is going to be your list, all the things that you can do physically at your desk. Now, this was from the original program, you know, working in an office, you know, things that you can do at your desk. You can also call it things that you do at your computer. But, you know, if you're doing the Flylady system, if you're like me working from home, or if you are pensioner, retired, stay-at-home mum, things that you do at home, things that you physically do in your home or at your desk. Okay, so that's one thing. Then the next section you're going to have, things that you do away from your desk. Now, for me, you know, I'm not working in an office, I work from home. So for me, that is things that I'm doing when I'm not here in the house, things that I do when I'm outside. And if you're using Flylady system, you'll already know what that is. That's errandy, all the things that we do when we are away from home, when we're outside the home, away from your desk. Okay, this will all make sense in a moment, so bear with me. Okay, the next one is things that you have to discuss. And that would be like discuss with your boss, discuss with a colleague. In my case, you know, I'm standalone, you know, I work from home and I have my own things that I'm working on. So my things are discussing, you know, with family, friends, whatever it is, things that you need to discuss, that's another one. And then the last one, I've just entitled this, anything that I do with, you know, my smartphone, anything that I do, you know, while I am waiting to pick up the kids somewhere, or I'm sitting on the train, things like that. And if you use the Flylady system, you know, of using Office in a bag, if you don't know what that is, you can go to flylady.net and have a look. But it's basically being able to do business. You know, you have this little folder with you where it's got, you know, some pens, pencil, stationery, and you know, greetings cards, checkbook and whatever, so you can actually do some business while you are at the kids' soccer practice, or waiting at the doctor's, in the doctor's waiting room. You know, you get the idea. So you're going to end up, and you don't need to write in all of these things, but, you know, do which one applies for you. If you're starting this Getting Things Done system and mainly using it in the office, you know, just do desk, away from desk, discuss with boss, colleagues, and on your smartphone. If you're at home, working from home, retired, you've got health issues, you've got kids, then you just need home, outside the home, or errandy, discuss with significant other, or discuss with your family, and the same here. Right, so what are you going to do now is that you're going to take that list that you made, I'll just take mine, where did I put it? Here it is, and transfer those things, and this is going to be your to-do list. And the idea behind it is that, you know, I can put down, for example, I was telling you about the dishwasher salt. I would add that to errandy, because that's something that I do when I'm outside the home. I can't do it while I'm sitting here in the home, and I don't need to discuss it with anybody. I need to put it on my errand list. So that would be that. The thing I was telling you about, oh yeah, I was chasing up the joiner about some unfinished work that we have at the house. That was a text. I need to send them a text. So that goes onto my smartphone section, things that I can do while, you know, I'm on the bus or on the train or waiting somewhere. I can send people texts when I'm doing that, not driving. I never use the telephone when I'm in the car. Replacing the bulbs in the outside lights. I need to replace a couple of bulbs outside. That is something that I can do at home, so that will go on my jobs for at home when I'm physically at home. The same with, you know, picking up the apples outside. The same with any of your projects. So if you are working on, you know, planning a wedding, for example, maybe you need to discuss with I don't know, your significant other's family, about how much you're planning to spend on the wedding, you know, what do I know. You may also, when you're planning the wedding, need to do some work when you are at home. You may need to buy supplies for the wedding or start shopping for a wedding dress. That goes on errand day. So do you see how it works? We are putting things into a system, just like the Fly Ladies basic weekly plan. We have things that we do in the home, like weekly home blessing. We have days that we do things outside of the home, like going to the library, the post office, buying our groceries. That's all the things that we do outside the home. That's errand day. So you can see how the Getting Things Done system fits very nicely with Fly Lady, because we're just putting things into categories and making sure that, you know, we are using our time wisely. When we're outside the house, we can, or away from your desk, you can go through this part of the list. If you're sitting in the car waiting for your kid to come out from swimming lessons, you can, you know, do a spot of, you know, check your accounts online, send a text. If you are at home, you can go through your list of what you need to get done there. So it's just a very simple way of dividing up our time and using it wisely. Not jumping about from one thing to the next, but saying, what do I have time to do right now and where am I? So I hope that explained it for you for that part. And I know the next thing you're going to say is, but what about all these things that don't quite fit onto this list that I don't need to do this week or today? Well, you can also make another sheet of paper, just fold into 4 again. And there you can put down things that you need to do next week. Just pop them on there just now. You can also have things for next month. It's the same when we're doing zone cleaning, you know, in the kitchen. Things that you do this month, you can maybe put it on for next month. It's the same principles as Fly Lady. Things that are pending, maybe you're waiting for somebody to come back to you on something. Oh, sorry, just check the timer. Perhaps you're waiting for your boss to come back to you about something. You can put that in pending. And wish list. That is for, you know, maybe you've had a great idea, or maybe you've been thinking about going on holiday, on vacation somewhere, and you've got this kind of dreams and hopes and wishes. Put that in there. Now, we've got these lists. The problem for us as fly babies is that, you know, we make all these lists and we might, you know, put it into the bullet journal, and we might even, you know, put the dates in our calendar with our nice desk diary with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. But we've really got to review these things, and that's where I tripped up before, because I thought, oh, this is a great system and I'm going to write it down here and I'm going to have this list. But we've got to make sure that we review these things, okay? So please, when you're setting up the system, don't go, you know, as we always do, gung-ho into getting out the, you know, all different folders and different colors and things. Take it simply at first. Remember, this is my interpretation of the system. There's lots more in the system, and we'll get to that. But right now, just keep it very simple. And what you're going to do is, hopefully, is check this list every day. You know, once you've done your morning routine, remember, always do your Fly Lady routines first before you do anything else. So get your morning routine done, and then you can start on this list and see, you know, where am I going today? What am I doing? How can I fit it in? So you're going to review it, you know, hopefully every morning. Just take a quick check, and then, you know, once a week you're going to check this one. All right. So anyway, I hope that covered the next stage for you. Tomorrow we'll go a bit deeper and I'll explain a bit more, but I want to keep these videos under 15 minutes. So anyway, signing off from dull and grey Copenhagen, but I have the candles going, the lights, I'm going to put on all the lights, get the music going, and I shall get started on my list. Okay, so have a great day, live long and prosper, and see you tomorrow.